Hello movie fans, I'm Eric aka MrAniMonkey and welcome back to MrAniMonkey, the channel for everything animated movies. This is my review of Despicable Me 2.
You're despicable.
I'm having a bad day. It's about time that I get my way. Steamrolling whatever I see. Despicable Me.
Despicable Me 2 is Illumination Entertainment's third fully animated movie, and they've done really successful with their first two ones. The first Despicable Me came out in a really tough summer to compete with. Toy Story 3 was coming out, Shrek Forever After, and it held its own really well. It was a huge hit overseas and domestically. And a fun fact, it was actually my first movie review on YouTube, so that's kind of cool. The live-action animation hybrid Hop, which was it wasn't really as much as a hit as Despicable Me, so they went back to their animation roots and made the Lorax, which is already kind of a whole series because Dr. Seuss is a huge name. So the fact that they have the rights to make those movies is big, and they're going on to make more of them, like Cat in the Hat is their next one, and I think they're doing The Grinch after that. I would like to see All the Places You'll Go movie. That would be amazing. But now we had Despicable Me 2, which is a no-brainer to make. The first one made a lot of money, and it kind of, their marketing for it is kind of genius. They use these little things that kids are gonna pick up on, like the It's So Fluffy thing in the first movie. This one is the Bee-doh. That's never gonna get annoying. And every element, the minions, the super villains, the crazy gadgets, the crazy animation, all works for a really successful animated movie franchise. So why not make a second one? In this movie, the main character, Gru, who is a former supervillain, now is a father, and he has to take care of his kids. And he's assigned a more moral job with the Anti-Villain League, which is a league disposing of villains like him, but now that he's a dad, he has to be good, I guess. He can't be evil anymore. So they have to stop these crazy villain plots. I really enjoyed Despicable Me 2 for what it was. It's more of like a silly, goofy kids cartoon than like a big animated movie that all audiences are going to enjoy. If you can see it like that, I think you're really going to have a lot of fun with it. I did. The animation really works to support that. They have some crazy like expressions and faces and some weird scenes. It's pretty much for kids. The story of this movie is very simple, but it works well enough to get us from point A to point B. But it does take a few unnecessary rest stops along the way, which were really not interesting to me. There is some stuff about finding love and your first love and trying to love. It was not as entertaining as the rest of the crazy villain stuff. Should Gru still be evil? If he has these three kids to look for, or should he turn to the good side? Stuff like that I thought was way more interesting than the lovey-dovey stuff, which I thought there were a lot of unnecessary scenes. For example, there's a scene where Gru goes on a date, and that could have just, whatever they were trying to do in that scene, which I know what they're trying to do, could have been done with like a smaller little interaction between two characters, but instead they had to make this big scene and a big silly laugh fest. I didn't think it was all that funny or entertaining. A few things like that kind of took away from the movie for me and took away from my enjoyment of the movie, but there were a lot of really enjoyable scenes. A lot of the crazy villain stuff I really liked. I wish there was more of that. It kind of got pushed to the side for a while, but when it came back in the end, I really enjoyed it. But in the meantime, I did have the Minions to make up for that. I think the Minions are hilarious. I know people are gonna love them or hate them. I love them. As for a whole Minion movie, which is happening in 2014, I'm not sure if I would support that. The characters are really good and cartoony and fun. Gru is a great supervillain. Steve Carell does a great voice for him, and he really makes a character come to life. El Macho, he was my favorite character. He did a lot of crazy stuff. For example, he does this thing where he rides a shark into a volcano. It's awesome. That's what you want to see from a cartoon. That crazy kind of stuff, and this one delivers that mainly through this character. Kristen Wiig comes back. In the first one, she played the adoption agency lady. In this one, she's playing Lucy, who is a kind of new spy trying to help Gru out through this mission. I thought she was really good as a voice, but her character kind of went on a little bit too long with her little weird monologues of being awkward. Three little girls are back, Agnes, Edith, and Margot, and they're all do their job to be cute, I guess. Edith had some weird stuff going on though. I'm not sure what was up with her. I think she had some pent-up rage issues. But of course, the little girl Agnes, the It's So Fluffy girl, was adorable again, and good job at making a cute cartoon little girl. And again, the Minions were hilarious. I like the little twist they had with the purple minion things. I thought that was really funny. The comedy in this movie is hit or miss. Again, Kristen Wiig's character wasn't really my sense of humor. The Minions were more like the physical comedy stuff that I think is really funny, and you can do a lot with animation, which I'm glad they're taking advantage of that. The animation is great. All the characters are animated really well. Going to this movie, I give the animation a 4.5 out of 5. I think there should have been more crazy, big-scale villain plots, because in the animation you can do anything with that, but they kind of left it more to the characters. I give the characters 3.5 out of 5. The villain I wish was more fleshed out and had more screen time instead of Kristen Wiig's character, but that was fun, I guess, but a little bit too much of her. I give the direction a 3 out of 5. They kind of took these weird pit stops and I wasn't really on board for all of them, but the main story I thought should have been more fleshed out. For entertainment, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I was really enjoying it for the most part. Again, those few weird little scenes that didn't have to be in there didn't really have my full attention. And the story, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Really simple stuff, didn't have to be any bigger than that. Would have been nice if it had some crazy twists and turns, but it works. So overall, I give Despicable Me 2 3.6 out of 5 bananas. A fun movie. I think kids will like it way more than adults, but I did have a good time for the most part.
Despicable Me.
So that's all for my review of Despicable Me 2. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a movie with just the Minions, which is coming in 2014. So are you going to see it? Do you think the Minions are the best part of Despicable Me or the worst part of Despicable Me? My main channel, MrAniMonkey, where I do stuff with my friend Hollis, which is a lot of fun. I think a lot of people are really enjoying it over there. So if you're not already over there, please check that out. You can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all in the description. And also, check out my first ever movie review, Despicable Me. It's on my main channel, MrAniMonkey, before I did the MrAniMonkey thing. So check that out, all in the description. I hope I didn't say something really inappropriate in Minion talk, but I'll see you guys next time.